Buncombe County was very hard hit by the storm. We have the Swannanoa area, the Black Mountain area, the Garen Creek Broad River area that was really impacted by landslides especially, and then the Barnersville area, kind of the eastern part of our county, and then of course the River Arts District, but really everywhere. The extent of this storm is mind-blowing. Something that all the western counties had to respond to was the changes in the polling locations and kind of what we had to do when this storm hit. So we had the absentee by mail process. We had an increase in those requests. So we had to make sure that we figured out how to ramp that up, and we did that. The Garen Creek Broad River area was especially hard hit. Could not find structure out there. We did find a piece of property, and they allowed us to work with the state emergency services and put up a temporary structure out there. The early voting turnout is amazing. We have surpassed our 2020 early voting numbers already.
About a month out now, most of our roads are open, our post offices are back in order. Everything is kind of getting back to normal, but some people have totally lost their homes. Helene was a catastrophe here. After 2020, I read something, or someone told me, that our county commissioners were doing a RFP, a request for pricing, for educational materials that included critical race theory. And my understanding of critical race theory, as I've looked into it, is that critical race theory is Marxism by replacing the proletariat and the bourgeoisie with the whites and the blacks. It's just replacing race with economics. And I thought, that doesn't belong in schools. That isn't something I'd like my kids to have, even though my kids are grown up. And so I started going to school board meetings, and one thing led to another, and now I'm chairman of the Buncombe County Republican Party.
Once I had grandchildren, and once Trump became elected, I realized that I couldn't just volunteer as a phone banker or a canvasser. I needed to get involved with the party infrastructure and the party leadership. I have been very aware of the fact that if the Trump presidency returns, the planet may not survive it. Climate change, they have claimed that climate change is a hoax. So we have a lot of concerns about just the future of the planet.
I don't like some of the extreme views of either party. I don't like being forced to toe a party line when I disagree with it. So I chose to represent the middle, the people that are disenfranchised, the people that really are not satisfied with either party. A lot of people in this country feel like the two-party system has a stranglehold on everything, and they're looking for a change.
Buncombe County can be referred to as a blueberry in the strawberry jello. So what will be interesting is to see what Transylvania County does, what Haywood County does, what's another one, that Hickory, you know, those areas that are solidly and traditionally very Republican, but they also got super hard hit. We're all about getting people to the polls and voting. We want people to be voting for those progressive leaders that are going to be looking at climate change, women's rights, reproductive health, workers' rights, a fair minimum wage.
Our democracy is nothing to take for granted. And that's what I think has been the strongest motivation for most of us who are involved in this race.
This is the most important election of our lifetime for this country. Our vote is what we fought for in all the wars. We fought for it in the Civil War, the World Wars, the American Revolution. It's the most valuable thing that we've all got. And we've got to have fair elections, election integrity. We've got to be able to trust the vote, and we've got to be able to exercise our right to vote. Otherwise, our future is in someone else's hands.
trust in elections is very important. This is a central value to being American. It's also very special to me because it's the one thing that we all do together. The entire country is voting at the same time on November 5th. There are so many people that care, and they care from a bunch of different angles.
A successful election is, I think in large part, what we see here is a lot of people showing up to vote. That's great. That's what we want to see, is everybody's vote heard and so forth. We would also like to make sure that that successful election is an election that is verifiable and honest.
Even if it was even if Kamala Harris wins by a landslide, we're expecting they probably will do everything they can to claim that we've cheated again, and that we're stealing the election from them again. And so we have a lot of people paying close attention. We have lots of lawyers that are paying attention, and we just aren't. We're just not going to risk them misrepresenting what actually happens at the polls.
Everything I've seen in our county, it looks, I think, very good. I think it looks very fair, and I think and so forth. Have I seen videos of how easy it is to manipulate machines and switch X's to O's or O's to X's and so forth? Yes, I have. Is that concerning? Yes, it is. Is it going on? I don't know.
You can't deny this election until you bring evidence. And if the courts throw it out because there isn't evidence, you have to let it go.
They've got films and films of people stuffing boxes all around the United States. I don't know, if that's not enough evidence for you, what is?
There are a lot of people that really want to make sure that this process goes as it should, and they are looking and they are watching and they are asking questions. Find those people and ask them. Find people who have direct interaction with elections and ask them their experience. I was blown away by the amount of processes and checks and balances and all the things that go into putting on an election. It is immense. Come and see it, be a poll worker, be an observer, take part in the election process, and you will see that. We have so much transparency. You can come to our board meetings and see it happen. You can look at all of the data that's on the website. North Carolina is really often studied in the academic world of elections because there is so much out there to look at. So you can go out and look at it yourself.
People need to wake up and realize that without participation, we have no hope. Everyone needs to participate.
I think anyone who really cares about future generations should be involved politically. This is not the time for us to just assume that everything is going to work out just fine.
It's going to be contested. There's going to be seeds of doubt. There's going to be discord. And it's just a matter of what kind of discord and how are we going to react to it. And I'm kind of focusing on, oh good, we're going to have a plan. I like having a plan because then I don't have to be like 2016 where I went to bed and cried.